gonna go on the official whistle riders.
What's up? It's Juice Beats, back again with another race video. And this one is the Dalton Grand Prix 3-4 Criterium race. And yeah, I dropped my chain right at the beginning of the race. So had to put my chain back on and jump right back in after a free lap. The officials were telling me to go ahead and get in the pit. And then yeah, as they came around, jump back in, had to pump up the watts right there and get back in there. But anyway, stats for this race: 26.2 miles per hour, 278 watts, a 313 normalized, and a 1403 max in this one. So pretty decent stats for this one. And this race is about 0.4 on the mileage there, so very, very short. I didn't even think this was legal to be an actual crit race, but here we are. We're jumping in there and we're doing it. So as far as the rules go, I think it's supposed to be at least a half a mile. This is, you know, something that I had to look up when we were putting on our races here in Knoxville. Yeah, they got away with it, I guess, or they let them do it. So yeah, so we're basically, it's a 4-corner crit. The very first turn is pretty easy. The second turn is a little tricky. You're getting a lot of speed because you're going downhill at that point, and then it kind of narrows as you turn. So that one was a little bit tricky. Fourth turn, not too bad. You could take that one at pretty good speed there. But yeah, the second turn up, and I guess I forgot the third turn. The third turn wasn't too bad either, fairly wide. You could take that one with speed, but you know, if people bunched up there, then it got a little crazy. But yeah, this second turn here was the one that was a little tricky for the most part during the race. I say that, but yeah, nothing really bad happened or anything, so no wrecks in this race. But here we go. This is a third turn. This is what I was talking about. It's pretty wide. There's nothing to it. Going uphill as well. But here I am. I'm making my way through. We're already on lap 4. Telling you, these laps go by really quick. That's why you see 46 out there. I believe it was actually 47, but you know, I got that free lap at the beginning there. So going around really, really quickly around this thing. So the footage here, yeah, like I said in my last race, went ahead and did 24 frames a second, so you can kind of feel the speed a little bit more in these races. And yeah, you can definitely feel the speed of how we're going in this one, and trying to move up very, very slowly through this, because I know there's a lot of time where it's a 45-minute race. There's a lot of laps. The laps are about a minute long or less, depending on how fast we're going around here. And you can see like 4 and 5 wide on these turns here. So gets a little dicey at times, but trying to pick my points, where to move up. The best places I found in this race to kind of move up were on this backstretch here, going uphill. Obviously, that's not great for a bigger guy, but yeah, I had to put out some of the watts to kind of get back into it, as they say in these races. So really didn't feel like there was places to really move up here, even though, I mean, you see a few guys moving up here and there on this, but because of this turn right here, it kind of really evened out. You see people moving up, and then we do this turn here, and then they're, you know, right back in with the same group they were in before, I guess you could say. So I didn't really feel like this was a great place to move up. Maybe some other people had some different feelings about it, but really I felt like this last little stretch going uphill was the best chance to do that. So took my my chances throughout the race on this back stretch here. And like I said, this turn right here was pretty wide, and you could take it with some good speed, pretty much pedaling through the entire time, so not too bad there. But yeah, I mean, so this weekend, this was the last day of the weekend. So Saturday was the road race in the morning, and then later on in the afternoon was my TT, which was an 18-mile around the same road race course, 2 laps around there. So knocked that out, and then yeah, here we go the very next day. This was around midday, so like 11 something, 11:20ish, I believe it started. So we got started at pretty hot point of the day. So the sun was shining, and it was pretty hot at this point. Didn't break out the ice for this one. I felt like I was pretty well heat acclimated, and just didn't want to have to deal with it. So jumped in there, and I don't think it was that much of a problem for this race in particular. But like I said, I mean, I felt like we were going around the velodrome in this one. We're moving around very quickly. We're already on 8 laps. Feels like I've barely been talking, and we're just, burning through these laps really quickly. I'm trying to get to a point where you can kind of see me moving up a little bit more. I think I am sitting maybe towards the back quarter of the field here. I want to say that we had 40 plus in this one, so pretty big field for this small course. Not quite as much as the road race. I think the road race was 50 plus, but so 40 plus in this one, pretty decent. And then there's some places on this back stretch where it had not really potholes, but just kind of some bumps and stuff in the road there that you had to kind of watch out for. I hit it a few times during the race as well, so that kind of got me a little bit, racked me up a little bit, but it's all good. So not too much further. I just kind of bumped up just a little bit to see where I was at, and I'm coming up on one of my teammates, Chris, here in just a second, and basically I'm just trying to get next to him, trying to see how he's feeling, what he's feeling here. So I'm talking to him a little bit. He's right there on the left there. So yeah, I'm asking him how he's feeling, what we're thinking here. Terrell is actually up closer to the front, so I'm trying to make my way up towards him, and you let him know, I want to get, near him and try to get something going. We didn't have much of a plan in this one because it's so short. We were unsure about attacks and things like that, how they would go for this race. There were some off the front there, and yeah, it felt like we were going so fast throughout the race that the attacks didn't feel like much at all. It felt like, if you're gonna attack, you're gonna have to be going 34, 35 miles an hour to even get away here, and that just wasn't the case. Nobody was a superhero on the race day here that could hold that power and hold that speed throughout this course. It felt like wasn't too worried about the attacks, and yeah, here I go. Here's a point where kind of move up a little bit, kind of squeeze through this little corner right here, which opens up, and then there's a little path there to kind of move up a little bit more on the spaces here. So getting a little bit closer to the front. It is still early in the race, so I wasn't sure, like, should I be moving up this early or whatever? Should I be getting this close? But with this not being so technical and how fast we were going, I wasn't sure, like, exactly how it was going to go as far as moving up throughout the race. So wanted to just kind of see if I could, first of all, see if I could move up to where I needed to be, and then yeah, kind of get a gauge on how easy that would be, and then also kind of get a gauge on, what everybody else was doing in the race as well. We see these little slowdowns, little lulls right here. Just keep an eye on that. So going through our 15th lap here. We're only 5.5 miles. We've done 15 laps. But taking this inside line here and seeing that, you know, the rest of the peloton's kind of slowing down. So that's my chance to move on up. And I probably should have kept going, but I felt like because of this turn the way it is, that I wasn't able to really do what I wanted to do. But I got right near my teammate right in front of me. There's Thrill. So now I've made contact. We're close to the front here. And yeah, this is where not being on the team kind of comes into play, and just, yeah, I've been solo for so long and not knowing exactly what I should be doing here. There's Hunter in front of me, and he is, I believe, either 1 or 2 on the Omnium, so kind of watching for him as well, kind of marking him. But at this point in the race, like, I came up this far. This is where I probably should have taken off. I mean, you can see we're not doing anything, you know, superhero-ish as far as the watts goes. So this would have been a good point for me to attack and kind of take the reins here on the peloton instead of sitting back and just kind of sitting where my teammate was. And that's just, yeah, not knowing my team tactics yet and not being on a team for so long. We're still learning out here, so don't judge us yet. we're still trying to learn, but yeah, I can look at this right now and know, okay, yeah, I should have kept going and attacked there and put some pressure on the guys at the front while they were going a little bit sluggish there. And then my teammate could have helped out right there and got on the front and kind of slowed them down a little bit, maybe let me go for a little bit, or they would have responded and he could have gone right back on their tail and then attacked from there. So yeah, something we are learning. This is a learning experience out here. But, you know, I make it up to the front there, and then we start getting the big swarm coming around. So kind of falling back to like front middle-ish, if that makes sense. So not quite middle, but just a little bit more forward than that. So not too terrible, but also kind of a missed opportunity there when I was up there towards the front. Okay, so here's the swarm. This is the back stretch going into the final turn. Teammates over there to the right, a few bike lengths ahead. And yeah, I should be behind him, but yeah, I'm swarmed behind, getting crowded around, getting pinched over here just a little bit, and I'm losing some spaces here, trying to get out of this area. And then, of course, going down on this backstretch, so I don't think I talked about this as much in the beginning there, but going down that backstretch was a downhill. You gained a lot of speed, but it was almost like you punch it out of the start-finish straight, and you're turning already. Going downhill, you're punching it for maybe half of that backstretch, and then all of a sudden you're coasting, because if you try to push it even further than that, then you're not going to be able to turn with any kind of control, basically. So that's kind of how it went. Like, you'll see my power going through the start finish here, and then you'll see as we turn just kind of how that goes here on this downhill right here. So coming out, punching it a little bit, maybe not on this lap. Didn't really have to, I guess. Yeah, but so there you go. So about halfway through that, I'm having to coast, because otherwise I'll be going way too fast trying to make this turn right here. And then I believe this is, yeah, we're on lap 22. I believe this is where I'm trying to make up some spots on the back here. So this is what I was talking about. This was like one of the best places to kind of make up a few spots. So I did have to burn a little bit of a match, but you can see I'm moving up in the peloton, making my way up, squeezing in on the inside here, made up a whole bunch of places, and then yeah, I'm sitting more towards the front here. And so I don't want to do that often in the race, because yeah, you are burning a little bit of a match, but definitely, like, you know, in a pinch or something like that, I was thinking that in the back of my mind, like, I could do that and make up some places here in this race. You won't see Dale in this race. He didn't quite make it for the crit race. I believe that's Logan off to the right there. Matt Manley is also in here. This is the Mustang teams that I'm talking about. So Dale didn't make it because he broke his handlebars. And he wasn't able to get them fixed before this race. So sucks that he wasn't a part of this one, but yeah, it happens. Basically the same teams from the road race. The Mac team right there, Miami team just to my right, Mustangs, American team, which is Hunter Hoskins team. I believe a couple Nashville local, maybe one. I can't remember exactly how many, but they were in there. And then there, several college age guys, college teams in there. There we go, getting squeezed in. I think I had to squeeze brakes there to make sure I get through there safely on that turn there. Everybody was kind of dive bombing on that turn a little bit there. So I've been playing this stupid game where I go to the front and then come all the way to basically the back. And yeah, it's not really working out for me. So I need to make my move. I need to get up closer to the front, and at this point in the race, like it's getting really tough to be able to do that. Like earlier in the race, when there were some lulls and things like that, it was a little bit easier. But here we are, we're at lap 36, and yeah, speed's a little different at this point in the race. So making my way up and trying to make up spots is a little bit tougher at this point. And you can see we're kind of strung out here, almost single file-ish, and I'm just trying to do my best to make up these places. And it felt like for a while there I was making up a few places, and then I kind of settle back in and then lose some places, and that's kind of what happened for several laps there. That's why I skipped forward, just to see where I was going to try to move up a little bit more here. And you can see I'm having trouble like trying to get past some of these guys at this point in the race. I used a few matches early on trying to get up to Terrell, and then trying to stay up there, and then letting myself kind of sag back too much, and then trying to make my way back up there. So I used a few matches on that. Definitely my mistake there, and gotta clean this up. We're under 7,000 meters, so we are closing in here, trying to make up that same move here. 800, so a little more than 800 watts going up the hill here, coming in on this last turn. So I made up a whole bunch of places there. I'm back in the mix here towards the middle a little bit more here, but definitely need to do another one of those before the end of the race. Got to make myself get up closer to the front. Can I do it? Will I do it? I don't know. But it's exciting. It really is. It's exciting to watch this and see all the mistakes that I made in this race.
I acknowledge that mistakes were made here.
And he's right, mistakes were made. And I'm frankly not happy about it.
No one is blameless here. Mistakes were made here.
There may be a situation here in which a serious mistake was made.
Clearly mistakes were made.
Definitely should have been up there with Terrell throughout the race. He basically, he sagged back a little bit during the race, I think, more towards the middle, but for the most part, he was up there at the front. But here I go, making another move up towards the front again. So now I'm sitting in decent position here, I believe. So yeah, this is the top 15-ish. Hard for me to count, but yeah, pretty close. That's what it looks like here. So I've got to keep this position. I got to make sure that I'm in good place right here. But then you can see we got a swarm coming around on the left there. Not the greatest place to move up, but they did it. And you can see what happens here. We get a little squeezed, just a little bit there. I remember having to grab brakes a few times going around that turn because of the, you know, the people dive bombing that corner there. So wanted to make sure that I was being safe and not getting knocked over or anything like that. But yeah, you can see like what happened. Got a little swarmed on the outside, and then getting pushed back just a little bit here in these closing laps that are coming up here. So we're going into lap 40. Only a few more laps to go. They go by so quickly in this one. It feels like I talk about a little bit of what's going on, and then we're already on the next lap. So we had another big surge and a big swarm go around here, but I'm trying to keep my position the best I can. I'm on the inside here. I'm getting squeezed a little bit. I think I had to squeeze brakes just barely there, but yeah, it's getting dicey. It's getting crazy. You know, people are making moves here at the ends that are a little, you know, I would say unsafe right here. You can see people are getting real close together on this turn here, and yeah, I'm just a little apprehensive to go around some of these turns the way things are going. Here we go, another guy coming on the inside, having to move out just slightly, and then losing a spot there. That, I mean, that's part of crit racing. That, you know, guys are going to be aggressive. They're going to move up in ways like that, and you've got to respond to it. You got to be a bike handler and make sure that you're not running into the back of them or getting knocked over or anything like that. So yeah, just trying to be safe here, and yeah, still trying to make my way up, closing in on the last few 1,000 meters here. Normally it would be, you know, a few laps, but the way things are going on this, it's so quick. That's one thing about this course, that because the laps were so quick, yeah, it really, like, I didn't think about it until afterwards, obviously, like, because the laps are so quick, that being up at the front is definitely what you need to do in this one, being close to the front the entire time, because yeah, in these last few laps here, coming down to the wire, it's going to be tough to move up, just how things are going by so fast and how quickly you're in and out of turns basically on this one, going around what felt like a velodrome. But here, I mean, I was sitting towards the front, and then I got swarmed, and things got crazy, and here we go, where I'm sitting, you know, closer to the back now. I don't know how many people have dropped off, you know, in this race at this point, but yeah, it's like right there, it was a little dicey, but yeah, I mean, it felt like there were several people that, I don't know if they got pulled or what, but yeah, the back end of the race is not there anymore. So we're coming into the last, I believe this is the last couple laps here, so closing in 2,000 meters. I'll let it ride from here on, because it does, I mean, you can see how crazy it is at the end of this race. If you're not up at the front, and yeah, I'd encourage you to kind of watch some of the other videos that were posted. Terrell actually has a video on his channel that you know, he ended up finishing in the top couple guys at the end, so you'll be able to see a little bit more on his camera there, closer to the front. But you can see I kind of got swarmed around in the back here. You'll see a whole different perspective on his camera there, because, you know, back here it's a little more dangerous, a little more crazy. Things are a little bit more wild back in the back here. And yeah, he was up closer to the front in the, you know, top 10 wheels, and had a much easier time maneuvering. I just finished watching his video. Is this the last? No, this is the second to last lap, I believe. So two laps to go. see where I'm at. Like I've used a lot of energy trying to make my way up, and I don't know if I conceded at this point or what, or I just got kind of sketched out because some of the turns or whatever, but not quite pushing as hard as I was earlier on in the race at this point. Could be fatigue as well, just from the whole weekend, but let's see if I try to push here. Yeah, I do. So I do try to push, not really going anywhere, 31 miles an hour, not really making up very many spots. Like I said, it's very tough to make up those spots at the very end of this race. Everybody is moving very, very quickly. Okay, there's the bell there. So we do have 47 laps. Maybe my lap counter was just off. But here we go. Moving pretty quickly on this last lap. This gets a little crazy right here as well. Coming around this turn, not this turn, but the very next one. So I'm coming around this next turn. I remember this now. Just trying to make it to the end, and we got this nice little dive bomb. I believe I slid out and almost went into that guy, and then I had to reset and then get back on the bike and push out some more watts going up here, but wasn't really able to make up that many spots towards the end here, and cruising in at the very end right here into I believe overall 25th place and 15th in the Cat 3. So not great. Wish I had stayed on Terrell's wheel. He ended up, I believe, second and 5th overall. So second in the Cat 4s, 5th overall in the crit race. So great results for him. So that's my teammate. Wish I could have helped him out a little bit more. I believe I'm not sure where Chris finished. Chris may have finished slightly ahead of me there, but yeah, it's not good to lose contact with your teammates, and should have stayed with them a little bit more throughout the race. But anyway, so that was the Dalton Grand Prix Criterium in Dalton, Georgia. This is a 3-4 race. Had a great time on this weekend. It was good to finally do my very first TT race and get that under my belt, and you know, do something a little bit different than I've done in the past. Obviously, wish I had better results for the weekend, but yeah, I mean, that's going to close out my year for the racing, and hopefully come back next year with better team tactics, and we'll get Terrell to the Cat 3 ranks, so we'll all be riding together in the same category. But anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you know when I post videos. And should be coming out with some more content. We'll see what it is coming up soon. Like I said, this is my last race of the year, so the other content will be, you know, other stuff that I do out here. But anyway, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.